Hello everyone, welcome to LimeGuru channel. In this session we are going to learn about DVC. DVC, which is data version control tool, helps you to manage your machine learning model development. So it helps you to do various things. Let's say you can create machine learning pipelines using DVC, you can manage your artifacts, you can track your versioning, and it is related to versioning of anything. Let's say your data, you can version your data sets, you can version your code, you can version your hyperparameters. Anything you want to do, you can version it, and then later on you can track it. And also you can reproduce your experiments whatever you have run. Let's say today you are running it with certain parameters, and after some time you're running it with some other parameters. You can track it, that how those parameters have changed, and anyone can reproduce your pipeline just by using DVC commands. So before going into DVC, we are going to understand what my project structure is, and then we will see that how we can convert it or how we can enable it through DVC. So my project structure is that there are two stages in my project. So we are going to discuss the dataset first. So this is my dataset, which is a weather dataset. So it has certain weather parameters on different dates. Let's say what is the summary of weather on particular date, precipitation type, temperature, apparent temperature. So all these columns are there on different dates. We are going to do two things. We are going to have two stages in my development pipeline. So first stage is that I want to filter all the records where the temperature is more than some value, and that some value is parameterized. So I'll pass it through parameters. So let's say when my parameter says 10, so I want to get all the records where the temperature is more than 10. So this is going to be my first program, which is filter, or you can say pre-processing I want to do. So within the pre-processing, I am loading my parameters first. So parameters are defined in params.yaml file. So for filter, I am loading the filter parameters. For filter stage, I'm loading the filter parameters, and I have just one parameter, which is value 15. So it means I want to filter all the records where the temperature is more than 15. So I have loaded my YAML file for particular parameters, which is filter. After that, I'm loading my data set, which is my weather data set, which I was just showing here. So I have loaded and converted into the pandas data frame. And after that, I'm checking, I want to get all the records where temperature is more than value, where value is my parameter coming from this YAML file. So right now it's 15. And after that, I'm just selecting two columns, date and temperature, and then I'm printing here also, as well as I'm saving the output in a file which is inside output/filter/output.csv. So output of filter stage is going into output/filter in the file out.csv. So this is my filter stage. Now going to the training stage. So in the training stage, what I'm going to do is the output which filter stage has generated, I want to calculate the mean of that temperature, the average temperature I want to calculate. So again, I'm reading the parameters first from the YAML file, where my parameters are here, and there is one parameter, number of rows. So what this parameter is, so basically whatever the output of my training my filter stage was, so I'm reading here that the path of filter stage output is this, and that path will be provided as a system argument. So this will be provided in my command when I'm running this program. So that path, which is output/filter, where the filter's output has been generated, it is going to be the parameter. So I'm going to read the data from my previous stage. I'm going to convert it into pandas data frame by using read CSV function, and from that stage output, I am going to select few rows only for calculating the mean. From the filtered output, I am going to select few rows only, and that few rows count depends on the number of rows parameter. Let's say if I have given 1, then it will only select one row from the filter stage output, and then it will calculate the mean. If I have given 10, it will select 10 rows from the filter stage output, and it will calculate the mean. And after that, I am calculating the mean using a mean function. I am printing the mean onto the console also, as well as I am writing the output to a file also. So this is the code to write the output in a file, which is inside output slash training directory, and again out.tsv. So this is going, my output is going to be saved inside this file. Let me show you how my program will run. So let me clear out this screen. So if I do ls, so you can see this is my program structure. I have filter.py, training.py. If I run filter stage python 3 filter.py, so you can see that I have got all the temperatures where the temperature was greater than this value 15. So you can see I've got all the temperature where the temperature is more than 15. None of the rows has temperature less than 15. Now after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the mean in my training file using output slash filter path. I'll give that, where that is where this output is stored. So I'm going to provide the path of output filter stage in my training stage. So let me run this. So if I run this, so it has considered 2 rows only while calculating the mean. Why? Because I have given parameter 2 that I want to consider 2 rows only, and then it has calculated the mean of these 2 rows from first row and second row, and given the mean output as 16.225. If I change it to 3, let's say, if I change it to 3, then if I run the training again, so you can see now it has considered 3 rows for calculating the mean, and it has given the mean output as 17.15. So this is my project structure. Right now I have ran using Python, I mean simple Python commands. Now let's see how you can convert this machine learning development pipeline as your DVC pipeline. So in order to convert your project to DVC format, so what you need to do is you need to run DVC init command. So you can run DVC init command. So if I do ls here, so you can see there are certain files created. Let me show it here. So these are hidden files. So you'll see .dvc folder is created, and you see .dvc ignore file has been created. Now .dvc folder is something which will track your all the things which I'll show you in this session only, that all the parameters, your data sets, your logic versioning, code versioning, everything will be tracked within this DVC meta file, and it works using the principle of Git versioning. So whenever you change anything in your files, it works on the principle of Git versioning. It uses a Git principle, and anything changes in your data set that DVC maintains in its DVC meta files. So this way, let me show you that how you can add certain files. Let's say it is common scenario that you don't want to push your data set to Git, right? So let's say this is my data set. Right now it's a small data set, you can push to Git also, but in general, let's say if it's a huge data set, you don't want to track data in a Git, because it's going to be not a scalable approach. That let's say if it's a 10 GB of file, you cannot write into Git, right? So you need separate storage, and that is where DVC helps. So you can add remote storage to your data files. I'm not going to add remote storage here, but you can track data files using DVC add command. Let's say weather data slash 2006. So if I run DVC add command, then after that, so it says that okay, this file is getting tracked using DVC, and you can add storage, remote storage into your DVC configuration, and then you can do DVC push. So instead of git push, you can do DVC push. Then DVC will push this file into your remote storage, but before that you have to configure DVC. You will have to add storage in your DVC, which I'm not adding right now, but just wanted to explain you that you can track data sets separately in your remote location, let's say S3 or Google Drive or Google object storage. So anywhere you can track from the same Git repository, and you can track your code parameters in the Git repository, and data you can track separately. So that is the beauty of DVC, that it can help you separate out your data set and separate your large files and separate out your code set within Git, but still it can maintain the versioning of all those things together. So this is one thing. Now after that, what we are going to do is we are going to create the DVC pipeline. So that first I have to run my filter, and then after that I have to run my training. So in order to create that pipeline, there is a command which is DVC run. So let me open the command now. So this is the command. So let me copy it. What this command is doing is, so I'm saying DVC run. I'm just given that I want to run it forcefully. Then after that, -n. what should be the name of my stage which I want to run. So each DVC run command is equal to each stage which will run. So the name I have given is, let's say it's a filter stage, and then after that I am giving the dependency that this stage depends on two files. One is the filter.py and other one is the weather data, which is my input data set. So this file also I have given it as a dependency, and then I have given it as a parameter. I have given parameter also, which is filter.value. So filter.value is the same parameter, filter.value, that my filter stage depends on this parameter filter.value, and you can think it of as a your hyperparameters you want to configure in your stage. And then I'm defining the output -o, that where I want to store the output slash filter. So this is going to be my output location, and then after that I'm running my python 3.filter.py. So let me run this command and let's see what happens after this. So if I run this command, so you can see that DVC is running my command. So whatever command I have specified here, python 3 filter.py, it is running here, onto my console. It has printed all the temperatures which are greater than 15, because the parameter was 15. So this is simple. I mean, DVC is running python 3 filter.py only, but internally it is tracking all of these things, which is, let's say, my dependencies, my parameters, my output folder location, everything this DVC is tracking now, and any changes I make, I should be able to reproduce it. So in order to, let's say, reproduce your pipeline, so before reproducing the pipeline, let me show you one more thing, that when you have run DVC run, it has created a pipeline YAML also. So dvc.yaml it has created, which says that it has stages. Right now it has one stage only, which is filter stage, right? So filter stage has this command python 3 filter.py. It has dependencies, it has parameters, and it has output folder. So whatever I have provided in my DVC run command, it has created a pipeline with that particular stage. So right now there is one stage, we will add one more stage, and then we will see that how that complete pipeline will work. But let's say if I have to run this pipeline again, so I can just do DVC repro. So if I do DVC repro, it will run the pipeline again. So it says stage filter it is running, and there is one good thing about DVC is, so if there is nothing changed which DVC is tracking, let's say parameters, dataset, code, nothing changed, it will use caching internally, and it will say that this stage has not changed, so skipping the execution. So it will not execute that stage at all, because nothing has changed. So let me try to change certain parameters now. Let's say for the filter temperature, I give it from 15 to 20. Now let's see if I do DVC reproduce. So if I do DVC reproduce, now you see that it is running the stage again, and it has given me the output, all the temperatures, all the weather records where the temperature is more than 20. So earlier it said that it is skipping this stage because nothing was changed in that pipeline, and DVC has already run that pipeline with the same parameters earlier. If I run it again with 20 also, with 20 temperature, now it will again say that filter has not changed, this stage has not changed, so skipping. So it uses caching internally, and it decides, depending on its tracking power, it decides whether that stage has to be executed again or not. So this is very helpful feature if you want to save on your compute resources, that whether particular stage should run again or not. So good feature. So right now I have created one stage, which is filter stage. Now we will see that how you can add one more stage into the same pipeline. So let's say I want to add training stage also. Command remains the same, which is DVC run. Then I'm saying the name of the stage is training. Now my parameters are training.number of rows, so which is here, training.number of rows, which is my parameters. Then my data set, -d parameter, dependencies, all my dependencies are here for this particular stage. So it depends on training.py, which is my Python file. It depends on this dataset, weather dataset. Okay, I don't need to provide this dependency on weather dataset, rather I need to have dependency on the output of my filter stage. So I'll define the dependency on my output/filter. So output/filter was output of stage 1. So stage 1 was output was output slash filter, and stage 2 has a dependency on that output. So I have given that dependency, and after that the output of training is going inside output slash training, and the command I want to run is python 3 training.py, and the path I am passing is output slash filter, which is the path of my previous stage. So if I run this, if I add this stage now, if I run this command now inside here, let me clear it first, and let's run this command. So it's going to add one more stage, training. So let's see. So okay, you can see now it has ran that stage also. So you see it has selected 3 temperatures, 3 records, because my param was 3, that I want to select only 3 records from filter stage, and then after that it has calculated the mean on top of that. And if I look at the pipeline now, so you can see the pipeline now, there is a training stage also added. Now training stage has a dependency on filter stage because we are using the output of filter stage here. So training stage has a dependency on the filter stage also. So in this way you can view your pipeline in your DVC YAML, which DVC is creating automatically for you when you run DVC run command with the stages of your choice. And you can view this pipeline in the form of a DAG also using DVC Dag command. So if I run DVC Dag command, so you can see that it shows the DAG also, that first is my filter stage and then is the training stage. Let me reproduce, let's run the let me clear this and let's run the DVC repro command now. So if I run repro, it will reproduce the whole pipeline. So you can see that now it's trying to run 2 stages, filter as well as training, but because there is no change in the filter and training, it's not going to run any of these stages. Let's try to change the some things. Let's say change in training, from 3 records I'm changing to 5 records. I'm not changing anything in filter, I'm changing the record of training now. So let's try to reproduce the pipeline again. So if I do DVC repro, so you see that it says that stage filter didn't change, so skipping, so it has not executed filter. But after that it says running the stage training, because we have changed the parameter of stage training. So it is that running the training stage where it is picking now 5 records instead of 3 records, and it is calculating the mean. So so it tracks, like wherever you are changing anything, whatever you are changing anything, it intelligently decides whether a particular stage has to run or not, and it saves your compute if nothing has changed among your code file, among your parameter files, among your data set. So let's try to change the data set. We are just changing parameters right now, which you can think of as a as an example of hyperparameters, but let's say I change my data set now. Let's say this is my data set. I change just one record from 8.99, I change it to 9.9. So let's try to reproduce the pipeline again. Let me clear it first. Let's try to reproduce DVC repro. So you can see here now, because I have changed my data set, so it has ran the filter stage where I am selecting all the what I say is I have selected params. Okay, so I have selecting all the variables which are greater than 20. So I have selected all the records where the temperature is greater than 20, so that stage has run, but training has not run. Why training has not run? You wanted training should also run, because your input data set has changed, the source data set, the initial data set has changed, so you wanted training data set should also have been run. So in this case what you want to do is you need to define training stage dependency also in your the weather data dependency you have to define in your training also. So if you remember, the dependency was already there in my commands. So let me put it again. So yeah, so here I need, in the training step also, I need to give dependency of my input data set, which is -d weather data .csv. So basically what I'm saying is if weather data changes, then I need to run this stage also, because weather data is my source data. If source data is changing, then I need to run all of the stages. So that source data has to be has to be defined as a dependency on all the stages. So I can override this stage now. Let me run it again. I can override this stage now. Now this training stage also has a dependency on weather, so it has been overridden. So if you see dvc.yaml now, so dvc.yaml has 3 dependency now, and it is also dependent on weather data. And let me change the data now. Let's say from 9 I change the data to 10, and let's try to reproduce the pipeline dvc repro. So I'm going to reproduce the pipeline. So you see it's filtering running now, training is also running. So both the stages have run again by changing the source data, because both the stages are now dependent on the input data, the source data. Both the stages, filter as well as training, both are dependent, so both are running. If I run it again, so none will run because I'm not changing anything. So let it run. Yeah, nothing has run again. So this is the power of DVC, that you can track anything, you can create your pipelines, development pipelines, you can reproduce your pipelines. Anyone can clone the Git repository which is available here, and they can reproduce it just using DVC repro. They can change the parameters, they can play around with the parameters, dataset, code files, anything they can change, and they can run their pipelines, and DVC will intelligently identify based on its caching concept whether it needs to run again a particular stage or not. So these are the powerful concepts of DVC, which helps to achieve mlops within your machine learning lifecycle. Yeah, that is what all the concepts, the basic concept I wanted to cover for DVC. If I'll share this whole code base in the GitHub URL, which you can download, and I'll share the GitHub URL link in the video description. If you like the concept, do press the like button, do share this video with others, and do subscribe our channel LimeGuru. Thank you.